Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a singles love reading for my dearest Geminis. Gemini, if these messages resonate with you, I am going to ask that you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And just a friendly reminder, I am available for private readings, so if you're after one, I do have those links in the description box down below. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what clear messages, advice, and guidance come through for my lovely Geminis for their highest and greatest good. All right, so your energy, the Seven of Swords in reverse. Ooh, I like this because it feels like you're cleaning up your side of the street. You're just like releasing or seeing clearly what just doesn't serve you any longer. All right, in the past, you may have been dealing with a Sagittarius or somebody that may have struggled with excess or some sort of toxic behaviors. It may have also been somebody that was impulsive, confrontational, rushed in and out of the connection. Your challenges are the Tower in reverse, okay? So your current challenges. And what's coming towards you is we do have the Three of Swords. So a lot of my Geminis here, I feel like you've got a really, really tough decision to make with the Three of Swords, that you may be really disappointing someone, whether it's this past person, or you may have somebody coming towards you who's disappointing someone else to be with you, but we'll get more information before we jump to any conclusions. But this Two of Swords coming out, Gemini, is really telling me that a lot of you are going to have a big choice in love. Now, it can be that this past person, although they may have had toxic traits and behaviors, and especially if there was a trauma bond that was formed here, they may be coming back around, and it may be a little bit of a tough decision for you. But we'll see. We'll see before we jump to any conclusions. So the Seven of Swords here, I do feel like you're moving on from just, people and situations that you know are no good for you or that just deplete you in some way. All right, so I like that. Yeah, look at that. Double sevens coming through. Pay attention to that number sequence, my lovely Geminis. A lot of you, this is an indication that you're on the right path. 77 is the master number, the path of the mystic, the path of the yogi. It's such a spiritual number sequence to come through. And it's also a reminder that you're being protected and guided by your angels and your ancestors and your spirit guides. But a lot of my gems, you're just seeing very clearly like what has happened in the past, especially when it comes to love and relationships or this past connection. Now, some of you may be feeling a little bit nostalgic for this connection, and you just want to be aware that there's not a trauma bond there, right? Because sometimes that can happen, with trauma bonds that once they've been forged, so a lot of makeup and breakup, it can be easier to sort of forgive this person for unhealthy behaviors and think about or focus on like the good times. But I think a lot of you are starting to see things much more clearly. And of course, not all of you is that the case with that past energy. But I also feel like you might be crushing on somebody. It just feels like you're eliminating like obstacles, you're eliminating illusions, you're eliminating anything that just doesn't work for you. And some of you might be going through quite a glow up here with your health and your wellness. Yep, you're seeing very clearly, Gemini, like what your wish fulfillment is, what you want in a relationship. And again, it looks like a past connection, one in particular, really showed you a lot of contrast, what you don't want in a connection. So I feel like my gems, you're actually pretty clear on what you want. You're getting that clarity about what's good for you, what isn't good for you, what you like, what you don't like. The Nine of Cups energy can also be an indication for my Geminis. And we'll wait for that siren to go by. A lot of you, this Nine of Cups energy is my Geminis, like going out and having fun. So maybe you are casually dating, you're seeing what options are out there and available to you. For others of you, you're just going out with friends. You're having a good time, you're enjoying life, enjoying the single life. All right, so we do have this past energy, possibly a Sag, but it could be somebody who rushed in and out of the connection. It could be somebody who had unhealthy habits and behaviors in relationships, or maybe they were drinking, they were drugging or something like that. But we see the Knight of Pentacles. This person is trying to work their way back towards you, Gemini, and they have been holding back. I feel like this energy is still really holding on to you. So again, you might feel that energetically that this person hasn't wanted to let you go, and they may take action towards you or reach out. Okay, but your challenge here is the Tower. So a lot of my gems, you know, although like logically you might really understand this connection was no good for you, and a lot of you have made a decision to cut that out and move on, your challenge here is to really move away to avoid disaster, because I actually feel with the Three of Swords, this past person's going to try to come in and try to make it difficult for you to move on. All right, but Spirit's saying, you know, an X is an X for a reason. A lot of my gems, you already know that, you know, this past energy, they're holding on to you, but they're also not really the healthiest for you. Yeah, so we see, you know, the Hanged Man coming through, Pisces energy. Spirit's telling you just to hang in there, Gemini. This is also about holding back, looking at all the details. You know, if you know, and this is a singles reading, so my Geminis out there who are single, but if you're starting to feel lonely or you're starting to miss parts or pieces of that past connection or that past person, Spirit's just saying, you know, don't take any action on that just yet until you get clarity, because the Hanged Man is about not rushing into anything with somebody new, just to run from the old, but to take a look at, you know, somebody new and look at all the details, but also take a look at this previous energy, especially if it's coming back around, and not jumping towards it, because it might feel really good, it might feel really familiar, but it does feel like it's patterned behavior that is just going to go back to the same old, so just be aware of that. Yeah, and some of you, you're a little bit worried, like you are a little bit on the fence here. You may have met new people or a new person, and you're just not sure if they're as compatible. I just kind of get this energy, like I'm picking up on gems who seem to be comparing a lot of new people to that past person, even though you know that past person wasn't really right for you, but like it was really fun, or they were really creative, or you really bonded over like, you know, music or art or what you do for a living, or, you know, what you wanted out of the future. But I definitely do feel like this past energy is holding on to you and planning to reach out to you. But I also feel like you feel that energy and you haven't fully broken away from it. All right, even though you're seeing very clearly that, you know, it really isn't or wasn't meant for you. Okay, so I do feel like with the Three of Pentacles energy in reverse, you might feel like you're a little bit in this in between. Some of you, you know, you're going out, you're having fun, but you've avoided like getting serious with anybody, and you're still healing. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. But we do see some disappointment coming towards you here with the Three of Swords, but I actually feel some of my gems, you're going to be disappointing that past person, because I do feel like you really do cut away and break away from that energy. And so we have the Six of Cups. So you definitely have this past person who's going to try to come back around. And again, I know a lot of my single Geminis, you don't want to hear about the past. And, you know, I do read the comments and people say, why do readers always talk about the past? Well, because when we read cards, we read the messages that come through, and you clearly have past person trying to come in and reconcile here. But I do think that, I think it might be difficult for you, but I do think that you're going to ultimately make the right decision for you. You may also have somebody here who's crushing on you, Gemini. And I do feel a lot of you, like you are seeing very clearly what is and isn't for you. Okay, and so you may have somebody here that, you know, tells you how they're feeling, or you're experiencing like a new crush or something, or a flirtation. And I do think this past energy doesn't stand a chance. Yeah, look at that with the Sun card. So you could have a Leo coming towards you. But really, it's like you have a lot of happiness coming with somebody that either you're already crushing on or might be crushing on you. Or like it feels like a new nascent relationship, something that's just sort of fledgling. It's something that's in the beginning. Some of you are already dealing with this, or you're sensing that it's coming. I do see this past person actually being quite heartbroken that they did miss this opportunity with you. But I don't think you're emotionally available to to anything from the past at this point in time. And with the Five of Cups energy in reverse, I feel like a lot of my gems, it's a really strong energy that even though it may have been a struggle, you are healing, you will heal, okay? And Spirit wants you to know that you're on the right path here. So you have something really beautiful, really sweet coming your way, maybe in the form of a Leo, maybe a Scorpio. Somebody could have fixed energy here, which would also be Taurus or Aquarius. But what I'm getting more than anything, Gemini, is like you have something sweet, you have something healthy, you have something happy coming your way. But again, you might have quite a tough decision to make, all right? Although I don't think it is actually going to be tough, all right? But just know that past energy is still hanging on to you, and it does feel like Spirit's showing us that it is time to let that go, all right? And so we see career transition. So some of my gems, Spirit's advice for you here is to really focus on your career, focus on your finances. Okay, my dear Geminis, I apologize about that. My camera stopped recording, but I kept speaking. So I'm just going to go back and sort of recap. So the last message that came through was that it may be time for you to really focus on your career, focus on your finances, and being really proactive about building your career future or your new career. And again, maybe some of you even need to recover financially from what you've been through here, whether there was a divorce or separation, or it was just a, you know, something that you were throwing money at, or not just throwing money at, but you may have not been so focused on your career because of this heavy energy that you were in. But Spirit's also saying for my Geminis here that you're almost there. You have come this far to give up now. The seeds you planted are beginning to flourish. So I see here that, you know, I feel like this new person, this new energy is really on its way, coming towards you. And I also feel too, a lot of you too, you might also be about to have a beautiful breakthrough here when it comes to finances. Just a side note there. And sometimes, you know, we're meant to be single so that we can focus on that other stuff. We also see that you're destined for greatness here, Gemini. So it's your destiny to be great. It's coded in your DNA. It's time to meet your greater self. So it's just confirmation here that you've learned those tough lessons, or that, you know, you're almost there and you're destined for greatness, and you're destined for a great partnership here with a soulmate here with the Sun and the Six of Cups. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the lessons here that needed to be learned from this past situation. Okay, so we do see second chances. So some of you may have given this person one too many chances. Now, I don't feel like the message in this reading is that you need to give this past person a second chance, but we did get it coming through really strong that a lot of you are going to have a big choice, because they are going to shoot their shot. They haven't let go of you. They are going to try to win you back. Okay, but your lesson here is also that balance in life and relationships. We must deposit more than we withdraw. And I feel like you deposited more than this past person for sure. Okay, and like I said, some of you are still financially recovering because of that, emotionally, physically recovering because of that. Okay, so again, just really focusing on like balance and reciprocated relationships. Now, your present challenges here, we see, you know, just to hang in there with the Hanged Man, and just avoid repeating any sort of past mistakes. You're ready for this paradigm shift. So any other advice and guidance for my Geminis, please? Yeah, adopt a healthy state of mind, free from illusion, clutter, or other negative influences. So this is just you and your glow up, really focusing, like knowing clearly and truly what you want to focus on. And I do think a lot of you have learned that. You're seeing very clearly. You know, you've been shown a lot of contrast. So now it's just, you know, making sure that you free your mind of, you know, illusion and clutter. Try to stay really positive and optimistic about your love life here. And yeah, making sure that, you know, someone has overstepped and healthy boundaries need to be drawn. So you might need to, you know, if this past person is still around you, holding on to you, hitting you up, trying to win you back, some of you do need to set strong boundaries. But others of you too, like just pay attention to the people that are around you, Gemini. You know, I always say this, that it's really important that you pay attention to your top 5. Who are the people that you surround yourself with? Because, you know, you're going to, you know, influence each other in positive and negative ways. So make sure that you're around, you know, healthy people, you know, that are living the type of life or in the types of relationships that you want to be in. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at finally this new person coming towards you. It could be a Leo. Again, many of you are going to have a choice here, but we're going to focus on the new energy. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Geminis. Who is this new energy coming their way? Who is this new energy? Okay, so it might be somebody who's a friend. It could be somebody who's crushing on you. I was kind of getting that for a lot of my Geminis, that this person may be somewhere in your community already. So that could be at work, that could be at school, that could be, you know, in your favorite bar, club, and restaurant. It does feel like they're crushing on you. Of course, it doesn't eliminate the fact that they might be online, but someone who starts off as a friend and this evolves over time. Some of you are even casually dating this person. You've been on a few dates with them. Look at this twin soul. So you might have another Gemini headed your way, but this is someone who's going to mirror you in the best possible ways. And it's a connection that intends for you both to, you know, evolve and balance your energies. I love that. And oof, there's that confirmation of that Leo energy. So for a lot of you, this is a Leo or somebody with strong Leo placements, but they've just got this positive, passionate, playful energy. Somebody who likes a lot of attention, that gets a lot of attention. They're strong and they're resilient. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, we do get strong air. So they might have that Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in their chart. Beautiful energy here, Gemini. Let's see if there's anything else that you need to know about your love life before we take a look at the outcome of this new connection. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Geminis, please. Yeah, get ready. So again, you may expect a call from that past person trying to win you back. I do see you disappointing them and moving forward with somebody who's much healthier, who's going to make you a lot happier. But I also feel too, you could have this Leo energy. It does feel like this is somebody who's positive, they're passionate, they're confident, they're going to step up and take the lead. So they might hit you up, ask you out. Yeah, you're going to end up in a higher level of commitment here, Gemini. So this is a really strong soul connection that you're releasing, but it's a really strong soul connection that's coming your way. That's really meant to be long-term, even if it kind of starts off kind of slow. And again, that not enough energy, my dear Geminis. You know, again, I do think that Three of Swords, I don't think that's you being heartbroken. I think that's you disappointing someone who just doesn't make the cut, somebody who just isn't really in alignment with you any longer. And that's because you know what you want. And I do see you having, you know, being in a higher level of commitment here. And we get double confirmation that you've got twin flame energy. So possibly a strong Gemini coming your way. But again, just a really beautiful, you know, union, partnership, something long-term, stable and committed. So anything else my gems need to know about this new relationship? Anything else my gems need to know? All right, ooh, it's going to be a very physical connection. So for those of you who are cuddly and where love language is where physical touch is your love language, get ready. A lot of, I'm hearing heavy petting. I haven't heard that in ages. Okay, and material attachment, too much focus on visible trapping, so don't judge a book by its cover. That's the energy I'm getting. All right, and this, yeah, see, we get double confirmation. This new person, they are going to step up and take the lead. They're going to be the ones that are going to be asking you out, okay? And we see that this will lead to marriage, so double confirmation here. And we also see time apart, a time of separation. So I do think a lot of you, that's the disappointment I was getting there from that past energy. So gems, I think you've got a tough decision, but ultimately I think you know what the right decision is to make here. All right, my lovely Geminis, I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you so much love and light. Take care.